so quick, so early harvest, but okay, it's matured and we're harvesting, and year after year more sooner and sooner, and we began the 16, and when 30 years ago we used to begin 6, 7, 8 September.
Oh, okay.
It's a big change with year after year, but changing, yeah, and adapting.
Yeah.
We do.
What about okay? So I have a few questions. It is a general question, Thomas. So they like to ask because they know that you're a very committed and very dedicated winemaker and very good businessman. So they like to understand what is your winemaking philosophy in general.
In general, okay, we make different things. I mean, we make many different things. For me, important thing is charm. I mean, wines must be drinkables. This is important. I like very much this idea that wines must be ready for drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And mainly it's always long term. Is a part of what we do, a part of what we can do. In the sense that vineyards are important. Day by day, we realize that vineyards is the most important thing. If we have good grapes, it's easy to make good wines, of course. And we are investing a lot in Cervoles in the sense of long term, because changing the vineyards and from variety to variety. Now we change Merlot to Garnacha. And how to say... I like round wines and easygoing, complex, of course, with a lot of aromas. And it's our focus year after year. And also I like to share a lot with all my team. I mean, we are speaking about what we can do, what we do, what must change at the moment. Because during a harvest, we began thinking what we want, what we have the intention to do in the sense of protocols for the vintage harvest. But after you must change depending what you see in the vineyards, depending what is the climatology, or depending what is what you see when you taste the grape. Because at the end, tasting the grapes in the fields is the moment that you decide more and more. I mean, we take and we make analysis. The laboratory is working, but at the end, the decision is on the field, and how to transmit this to the team, and how I can keep things from the team. For us is really important. I mean, right places, right varieties, and now we are planting vineyards on Gobelet. We change from wires to individual plants, and this is also important. I mean, how to manage, so how to keep out the machinery from the vineyards as well, in the sense of the machinery who has contact with the vegetation of the canopy. So we try to not touch the canopy with machines, in the sense of because we see that vineyards have a lot of illness in the wood, and we try to keep it for the future, to construct vineyards for long future. I mean, we are in altitude. This is important place. I mean, we can say that I think that from oenologists, or from the way of thinking, or from the philosophy of our own philosophy, we can do things, of course. But if you don't have the place, if we don't have the grapes, the right grapes, it's impossible to make great wines. And it's always thinking in the vineyards year after year. We are spending a lot of money. Costs are really high, because I don't take care about. I mean, I take care, but I don't want to take care. I mean, they see that costs are higher, but don't take care. I mean, for me, and more in the sense of Cervoles, is my principal focus to be in the higher end, and I want to make with the Strats is done. I mean, I think it's a great wine, and we only want to preserve and to increase the powerful of this wine and the wine in itself, because I agree with the philosophy of Strats at the moment. We changed it to Cervoles. Cervoles now is nothing similar from 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we change the wine, we make it softer, we make it, I think, more interesting, more round, and we keep out Merlot slowly and introduce Syrah that is more sweet and more interesting. I see Syrah is a good variety in this area. I like Garnacha, got Syrah. We are trying with Carignana, and we keep out Merlot, and we stand with Cabernet Sauvignon, because Cabernet Sauvignon is also variety that works very well in this area. So now, after I don't know, 25 years, that okay, yes, sorry, 25th anniversary. After 25 years, I am recovering Cérvoles for second time, and to change slowly, but to change the wine. And from 6 years ago, we are recovering the property of Castell, Remei, and Cervoles, and we had the opportunity to change things in 8 years ago. Time flies, and we construct new colors. The colors is a wine that for me is fantastic in the sense of quality price. And we introduce more Garnacha. Garnacha is the principal issue in Cérvoles. And in the other side, the whites with Macabeo. We planted new Macabeo, and Chardonnay. We planted new Chardonnay as well, because we can stand and maintain the Cérvoles white. For me, is the most important wine in Cérvoles, could be more recognized, and from long time one of my preferred wines in the sense of white from Spain. So I think it's one of the great white wines in Spain, and we want to stand and to improve Cérvoles white, but changing only a touch of wood, less wood, more fruits, and could be this is the way. I mean, more fruit, less fruit, less. Now we are working with Cérvoles white with fooders. I mean, we used to work with new barrels, and I think it's more the sense of variety, more direct, maintain a little bit more the acidity, and okay, we will see, but we are happy with the result. I mean, in the sense of what we have changed from in this last 8 years. Now searching as well for irrigation, because we have the constatation that when you have a year that we have water, is better in quality than when we don't have water, because when we don't have water, like this year, it's a little bit drier in the sense of Cabernet, Merlot, and Syrah have a little bit of deshydratation in the grapes. On the contrary, when they have a good year in the sense of water, with full harvest, and it's more the wine is more regular, like we can say. Could be this year. This year could be more special, different. We will see, but we try to get water to make a little irrigation to supply a little bit when we have stress, maximum stress in the vineyards, because everybody knows that for vineyards the stress is good. But when the stress is all during winter and summer, it's not a stress; it's a deshydratation directly. So that is our principal issue. We want to make a little irrigation. We have a little fountain, a little fountain, a little dam, little dams, and a little net of water with not much water, but little net that we want to use to maintain these vineyards alive during these difficult years that are coming for sure in the future, because we see that is our principal issue, the climatical change. We are in altitude, that is good. It means it changes a lot when you speak about Spain, but we see that if you don't have some water, probably you don't have future as well. We see.
Yeah, thank you for that. What about Tomàs, the Catalan wine industry? Is it very different from the other part of Spain, and does it reflect in the type of wine and like the grapes varietals that you have mentioned that you have chosen?
I mean, Catalan wine industry have changed a lot from 85 to now, or from 70s to now. I mean, the change is dramatical. I think it's really positive. But the problem, no problem, but we are a lot of different DOs is one thing. And we have a lot of different varieties is another thing. And the Catalan country is so diverse in the sense of landscape, in the sense of places, in the sense of microclimates. It's so diverse that we have many different wines. So we have not a standard. Could be with the we could be with the cava, is a little bit, but we cannot say Rioja wine or Catalan wine. I mean, Rioja wine is more or less similar, but Catalan wine is really different from Empordà to Castell to Montsano to Terra Alta or to Penedès. I mean, because the microclimates are really different, because we have a lot of varieties, because we are really diverse. That is good in one part, because we can make a really extensive menu, or the wine menu, wine list. That is really good for the restaurants. Quality increasing year after year. I think people in Catalonia is working very well. But it's difficult to have a recognition when you don't have one issue, like Albarino, or Rías Baixas, or Mencía, Bierzo, or Tempranillo, Rioja. In Catalonia, we don't have a variety as itself. I mean, we have plenty of varieties, like Castell del Segre. Castell del Segre is also an area that we have 150 kilometers from the north to the south. We have vineyards from 200 meters in altitude to 1,200. I mean, it's more 1,000 meters in difference. And different microclimates depend on the place, and plenty of varieties as well. So this is a problem for to be recognized. In the other sense, I think we are doing great work in general in Catalonia. That's it. So, and to be recognized as a Catalan wine have no sense. I mean, we are Spain in the sense we feel it's Catalan, but we are Spain.
I think.
What does it take besides just having great wine? What kind of skills in business does a young winemaker need to have?
One of the things that moves the world of the wine, of course, is the young winemakers, because they always make new things and propose new methods and also new places. So for me, the most important thing that needs a young winemaker is grapes. The best grapes possible. So the place, to look for the place. So the moment if you begin from zero, if you don't have a vineyard at home, if your father have no vineyards, and you look for a new project in the sense of oenologist, and you are young and you are powerful, first of all, you must look the place. I mean, where to make it, because when you look for the place, you have more probably more possibilities, because or you can look for a place that is really out of everything and to construct your own name. When you go to a place that have a name, it's easier to make new things or different things, in my point of view. But if you make new things and different things in a place that is not known, you must work a lot in the sense of marketing, on the sense of being known by the media, or wine media, okay? The prescriptors that give names to you, because when you have no name, you need to look for a name of the place or to make your own name, or both, of course, okay? And for me, the most important is the grapes. Which grapes you prefer? Which style? I mean, if you choose the style and you are right in the sense of you're powerful about making wines. Okay, after you must know the market, of course. You must know the people, because wine is not only making wine, only making grapes. It's also how to make the relation with the wine in the world. How to make the relation of your wine with the prescriptors, with the people who have the opinion, or people who sell the wine in the right places. So how to, if you are small, you need to look for high cuisine, special natural cuisine. I'm not speaking about natural wines. I'm speaking about restaurants that are looking for little wines. Okay, that year after year we see that more and more wine, more and more restaurants of this kind in the higher end is in Barcelona, for example, in the big cities. Okay? And there's a place where to sell these wines that are really special, low production. Okay? But if you want to look for how to say more quantities, more volume, best thing is to go a place when you have the name done, when you make, where the name of the place. So easier to make a project in Bordeaux that is known everywhere in the world, that in I don't know, Pla de Baixes in Catalonia, that nobody knows where it is. Okay, as example. And after relations, public relations. I mean, you must know a lot of people. That is important. Just a lot of people, to remember the people, to be charmed, to be sympathetic, to make good wines, and to be in contact to sell. I mean, I know many people who make really good wines and they don't know how to sell. And I know people who make quite good wines or good wines, and they are selling higher than that I see. I mean, and it depends of your personality, what you do, what you express, how you transmit. Wine is transmission. Wine is perception. For me, I always say that I don't sell wine, because wine is in the bottle, and we sell out of the bottle. I mean, we sell label, and we sell place, origin, people, team, what we do. And I mean, a bottle of wine without a label, you don't know what it is, what is the procedent, what it, So when you put the label, when you stick the label on the label on the bottle, is wine is have a name and have all the explanation that I'm making.
Yeah, I read that you also used to design your own wine labels for the bottles. So it's like having a very nicely designed label very important.
Not only the design, is only how to transmit what you feel, how do you transmit what you do. I mean, but label is important, of course, the presentation, I mean, design. But when I speak about label, I speak about all the story that you have, put it in a sticker, in a bottle. And so you change a bottle that have only wine, because nobody explained to you what it is. And when you put the sticker, it's a label. I mean, you can, if different producers make the same wine, one easy example, when Priorat began in the 89, It was 5 different producers, only one wine, with 5 different labels. It's curious this, and they sell all them was around the world selling the wine, and some of them sell double than others. Same wine, different labels. I mean, at the end, wine is important, of course, must be. I mean, the principal issue is make big wines, but the best possible as you can, depending on the place where the vineyards you have and the team you have and of course, the cellar you have and the philosophy. This is the most important, because if you don't have the wine, you can explain anything, because people in the world know what is a bottle and know what is the wine. I mean, sommeliers and prescriptors day by day know better about tasting, easy tasting, and but after you must move and you must explain and you must stay and you must fly and you must go to Singapore. Never been, but necessary to go. I mean,
Yeah, please come.
Yeah,
I mean,
For one of our future events. Yeah.
some people have a charm to sell that other people doesn't have, and this change a lot what the transmission is. Okay, to convince the people about.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. I guess as a parting remark, right? Could you share with us any what have you been drinking lately? Any interesting wines that you drank recently?
Okay, last wine I tasted interesting, difficult in the sense of consumption, but really interesting in the sense of sommelier. Is I didn't know before. It was a surprise for me. It's Albarino, biological biologically fermented, and this Marco, and this special label, low production. And this Albarino after is a biological maturation. That is nothing strange. And also another wines can is a Chacoli, also Astoviza is also a wine that I like quite a lot. The old the long term in the cellar. I mean, all white wines I like. I mean. White wines with some evolution in the sense of 2 or 3 years, with Chacoli, Albarino, Macabeo. I like very much these wines. Year after year, more and more. And year after year, we have many surprises in Spain in the sense that new things are coming. And always, most of the times, the most interesting is from young people, because young people is the future, and young people have the new incoming ideas. And young people must be a little bit despreciative about old times. Okay, so you must understand that Spain comes from 70s. Before that, only was Rioja as a traditional wine and Jerez as a. And after 70s, everyone, okay, Cava, blah blah, many different wines, because of course Spain is the first production, the first vineyard in the world. So it means that the wine has been always in Spain, but in the sense of labeling and the sense of quality, in the sense of selling or exporting, it's from 70s, began in 70s. And from this moment to now, for me, when I was this moment in the 85, I began. So I mean, and was on one of the first in the new revolution of Catalan wines, in the sense now we are the old people in the Catalan wine that change a little bit what it is now, the Catalan wine, but still new people, young people, mainly from agriculture people that change from producing grapes to bottle the grapes, or to bottle the wine that they produce. And now is a really important incoming young people, mainly with young, the sense of no sulfites wine. That is a new line that for the moment is a little target, but I don't know, we are going to grow. I don't think so. Okay. I think that natural wine will remain in a target of wine of people that okay, they appreciate, and I appreciate as well because I like. And okay, we are working as well with this wine from many years, but when you are young and you have only one wine or two or three wines, you go to the street to sell one by one if it's necessary, and after you reach a name. As a company, we are a group of 4 different sellers, and we have 4 different lines of wines. And okay, in Tomàs Cusiné, we are working with natural wines from 6 years ago in the sense of Macabeo, Cariñenas, and other varieties. And we try to make investigation to be possible to make it in the future. But when you are young and you make the first 1,000 bottles, you sell it with a lot of energy in the market. And for us, is the moment we are really interested in this sense, but we are really cautious. I mean, I always say that when I was 25, in Spain we say I throw to the swimming pool with water or with no water. And now I try to know that the water is there, because you never know what is going to happen. I mean, when you have nothing, anything is really important. When you have something, you must be cautious about what you do with your new wines, because at the moment we have many different wines. And to introduce 3, 4, 10 new wines in the market, as an enologist, as a producer, as an individual Tomàs Cusiné, I wanted to do this every day, every year, new wines, because you have a lot of ideas. But I don't know what is going to say Susie if next year I have 5 new wines for them. For you. Of course, if we don't have a future generation of young winemakers, I think that nothing is going to be. I mean, because it's one generation after the other. It must be. We need to have young people thinking in wine. Of course, is the most important thing. I mean, my point of view, if DO have no young people involved in the evolution of the place or the region, it will be so difficult to improve. I mean, the energy that have the young people is necessary to make new things and to get new projects in the future, new possibilities for Catalonia or for any region in Spain or around the world. I mean, young people at the end give reasons to make new things and to improve. That's it.
That's how I feel as well. Like we're always trying to look out for young winemakers that we can, sort of bring into Singapore.
I mean, my point of view is in Spain, tradition of making wine has been always there, but the tradition of making high-end wines was not. I mean, in general, was making wine for consumption. Wine is in Spain or in Catalonia one of the Mediterranean diet. I mean, one of the issues of the Mediterranean diet. So olive oil, the bread, and the wine is 3 legs of Mediterranean diet. And the consumption was like an aliment, because it was necessary for the people to work. And to work now is not the same that to work 100 years ago. I mean, people used to work with the hands, and now we work with the hands, but with the computer. I mean, the energy of the wine was necessary to work. I mean, wine was a sense of energy and a sense of aliment and how to drink. And so when begins here in Spain, the new era from 70s, when finished the dictatorial era of Spain, and we began with the democracy, everyone was new and looking for new things, and we discovered a market in the sports, and we discovered that something was possible around, and also in the winemaking. Everyone wanted to make new things because it was nothing. Only was a tradition of making wine, but not knowledge of making wine, not sommelier, not enologist. It was not enologist in winemaking. So after 70s, this began in Spain, and everything was new. So everything was permitted. In France, was on the contrary. The tradition was there. The tradition of making labels and high wines was there. So they didn't change until 90s. So because the grandfather didn't want to change anything from the cellar. Okay. Here, young people change the wine and change the world of the wine in Spain totally. So from 70s to now, nothing is similar. So it's really young Spain making great wines. And this is something that the world now must understand. I mean, until now, they understand that, okay, Spain makes some good wines. No, Spain don't make some good wines. Spain make a lot of good wines, but it's not France. And we don't have the brand. Okay? If you have the brand France, could be easier to sell in Asia or around the world, because France have the name of the higher standards. They have the name of the design in the sense of clothes or perfumes or wines, gastronomy, of course. So many things in the luxury is France. Spain is something new in the wine, but quality relation, quality price is quite higher. Of course, you know this. Okay, but we don't make only cheap wines. We make great wines, and year by year, more and more. And for the future, is necessary a new revolution of young people to change things that now we don't want to change, because we are now not grandfathers, but fathers. So, and we need young people to change the world, of course, and to change more and more and to make better and better. And more, the enologists and the knowledge in general make better what we do. You must think that the cooperative that used to make the wine 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 15 years ago, sorry, they didn't used to have enologists. Okay, they did nothing. They didn't know nothing about the wine. The knowledge was really low, and only was to make wine 1 year to the other, and to drink wine for working, but not for pleasure, not for high cuisine, not for the restaurant. And now everyone, we want to make wines for restaurants, for sommelier, for people who knows the wine, and to be on the league, the Premier League of the wine. That is our future, what we want to do.